Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Midweek Mindset. Well, first thing I want to tell you today is that, the phrase get out of your comfort zone is nothing new. Motivational speakers of the 21st century did not invent that phrase or even of the 20th century or anywhere along the way. Best that I can tell, that phrase is at least 4,000 years old. You say, what? Well, yeah, because God told Abraham, you need to get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to ask you to do some things, and you're just going to have to trust me on this. and that's exactly what we see. We've been working through Hebrews chapter 11, looking at some of the heroes of faith that we see through the Old Testament. So this week we've moved up to verse 8 with Abraham, and I want to read just a few verses out of Hebrews chapter 11, and then we'll touch base on maybe how that applies to us a little bit. Hebrews 11:8, by faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith he made his home in the promised land, like a stranger in a forbidden country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations whose architect and builder is God. Wow, what an amazing thing! Listen, Abraham had a lot. There were a lot of kids, a lot of, he had herds of cattle and sheep or goats and different things, and it wasn't easy to travel back in those days. It's not like they Googled and made reservations, for hotels and things along the way. They didn't even know what direction they were going. God said, Abraham, listen, I've got something I need you to do, and I need you to get ready. I'll let you know along the way, but right now, that doesn't matter. You need to get ready. When I say go, go. All right? How about you? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to act when God says, okay, it's time? By faith, that we would have the kind of faith of Abraham to believe God. Abraham believed God for his promises. God said, this is the right thing. This is going to be a good thing. And Abraham believed God. We have a Bible full of thousands of years of promises that we have seen, and prophecies that have come true time and time again with God, that gives that credibility that we can look back and see all those fulfilled promises, that we can grow in our faith and trust God that when He leads us in a direction, that He is with us and leading us to something that is going to be better. We may be struggling with lots of things. You might be struggling with sharing a gospel message with a friend or a neighbor or a family member, and be uncomfortable with that. But if God is placing that person on your heart to share your faith, you need to be willing to go and share your faith with that, because God is leading you in that direction. Pray, be ready, and go when He presents that. Maybe you're in a work environment or something that is toxic. It is there's nothing uplifting. Maybe there's questions about integrity. Maybe they're asking you to do things that are not right. Maybe being persecuted in certain ways because of your faith or your beliefs or whatever the case is. You're caught holding on to security of benefits or a paycheck or whatever it is, but maybe God is offering you an opportunity to look. We need to be willing to go if God is leading you somewhere. Now, I'm not telling you just if you're unhappy in your job just to go in and quit tomorrow, okay? What I'm saying is, and maybe God wants to use you in that environment to stand up and share your faith, and but maybe He's leading you to something different. Maybe He's leading you to move to a different city, move to a different thing. Maybe He's leading you to teach a Sunday school class, or just leading you to get more involved in church, and you don't even know where that is yet. But being ready, say, okay, God, I'm ready to do what you ask me to do, because maybe God is preparing somebody to come and ask you to do something and serve in a certain way. See, it's about being ready to go and trusting God that when he points us, when he tells us we need to be ready to move, that we're ready to move, and we're trusting that he's going to be with us and care for us along the way. And so we see that with Abraham. Only what he did, it was such a grand scale of moving this whole family, a bunch of people and all the other stuff in difficult travel situations, and trusting God, because God said, this is my blessing. My blessing is coming in this. And Abraham, it says, he wasn't looking forward to, hey, I just can't wait because I heard it's this great place with all these great things. He didn't know where it was he was going. But what he was looking forward to was knowing that God was faithful in his promises and watching out for them and caring over them. He said that in that last verse, where he was looking forward to the city with foundations whose architect and builder is God. It wasn't necessarily even in this world that he was looking for God's promise to be fulfilled. He knew that in heaven God's promise would be fulfilled. He knew that in trusting God and following God, that his faith would lead him to that home. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to move? Maybe you're in a place in some things in your life where God is going to use you where you're at to continue to do ministry in whatever way that you're doing that. And maybe you're going to be there for a long time. But maybe God is already been pulling at your heart and whispering in your ear a little bit about, hey, I got something for you. I got something for you. You need to be getting ready. And then I want to challenge you to listen. Listen to God. Be ready. So if that opportunity comes, or that invitation to reach out, God directs you to reach out in a way to step out and do something for him, that you'll be ready to get out of your comfort zone. Have a great day.